Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Me, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. The Wano arc has come to an end, and the Straw Hats, together with Law and Kid's pirates, have managed to bring peace to Wano again. But as they move forward, they have also become enemies, or at the very least, strong rivals once again, each going their own way, but with the same goal, to find the One Piece treasure. The leaks of Chapter 1058 of One Piece have begun to be released, containing some very interesting and important information for the story of One Piece. Information that could indicate that it is the very beginning of this great conflict beginning to form. So in today's video, we're going to go over the leaked information that's been released so far for One Piece Chapter 1057, all the information that we have about the chapter, and we'll also comment on each piece of information to speculate how the chapter might flow. As we like to remind you with all of our leak videos, please remember that these are just initial leaks and we don't have the complete information of the chapter. So as things come out along the week, we'll be sure to bring you more videos to bring as much detail as possible to keep you informed about this upcoming chapter. But before we get into the leaks, if you're new to the channel or even if you've been around for a bunch of videos, we'd be absolutely honored if you'd leave us a like or even subscribe and maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out and motivates us to make more content. And if you'd like to help out the channel in a bigger way, consider sharing your favorite video with a friend. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So my friends, with these first initial leaks of Chapter 1058 of One Piece, we've got the beginning of a new saga, which is, as amazing as it seems, going to be the last and final saga of the One Piece story. And we're now going to have a bit more information about the bounties and the really kind of setting the stage of the great conflict that we know is going to come with the end of our story. As we do in all of our leak videos, before going in depth on each subject, what we'd like to do is give you a list of the overview of topics, so then we can take each one in turn as we go through what we expect to see happen in Chapter 1058. So here are the 10 topics that we're going to cover in these leaks for Chapter 1058. Number 1. The cover story is of Caesar asking the members of the Vinsmoke family, also known as Germa 66, to go with them. 2. All the new bounties of the Straw Hats crew are revealed, and they are Luffy, 3 billion berries, Zoro, 1.101 berries, Jinbei, 1.1 billion berries, Sanji, 1.032 billion berries, Robin, 939 million berries, Usopp at 500 million berries, Frankie, 400 million berries, Brook, 380 million berries, Nami, 360 million berries, and unfortunately, no love for Chopper, but 1,000 berries. 3rd, the founders of the Cross Guild were Buggy and Crocodile. And 4th, Mihawk received the invitation to participate later and then accepted. 5th, Mihawk was also known in the past as the Marine Hunter. 6th, Buggy is not the real leader of the Cross Guild. He's one of the new emperors due to a mistake by the Marines. So Buggy's face is in the middle of the crossguard poster, and it made the Marines think that he was the leader of this crew. 7th, it comes out that Buggy owes someone a very large debt. 8, there were more bounties revealed. First off, we had Mihawk at 3.590 billion berries, Buggy at 3.189 billion berries, and Crocodile at 1.965 billion berries. 9th, at the end of the chapter, the Revolutionary Army receives a call, and on the line they hear, "It's me, Sabo." And finally, 10th, there's not going to be a One Piece chapters next week, so we will be going into a break. So now that we've talked about the topics in the chapter, let's take each one of them and go a little deeper about how they might fit into the story and how the chapter might play out. We're going to start with, of course, talking about Caesar in our cover story, where he's asking Germa 66 to go with him, confirming our theory that Caesar will go along with the Vinsmoke family to start this great conflict to come. Because we've only had the scenes in the cover stories about these events on Totaland, we don't have much more to go on, and since our information is quite limited, and in fact not even having any dialogue balloons to refer to, just an event and a description sentence, we do see that maybe Caesar might be going to work with Judge, and there's gonna be some very important influence they're gonna have on the future. And the ramifications of these cover stories is often a big deal. Just think back to the picture where we saw Bartolomeo conquering one of Shanks' territories on behalf of the Straw Hats and planting Luffy's flag. As we just saw in a recent chapter, because of this very event in the cover story, Shanks is now on a quest to find Bartolomeo and defeat him. Next, in this chapter, we're gonna finally have the bounties of all the Straw Hats. Now, Luffy, we just had seen in previous chapters, had managed to acquire a 3 billion berry bounty, as well as Law and Kid, who helped him, of course, take down Big Mom and Kaido, and thus defeating 2 Yonkos. But now that we have the crew, let's talk about how each of these crew members earned their bounty. Of course, Zoro was able to defeat Kaido's right-hand man, King, and also was a clutch fighter in this whole combat. And for his accomplishments in Wano and taking out other powerful pirates, not just King, he was able to obtain a bounty of 1.101 berries. After Zoro, of course, we go on to Jinbei. And he was able to take on some very powerful pirates and also might have gotten a bump because of his confrontation with Who's Who, which of course is a former member of CP9. And with the defeat of Who's Who, Jinbei was able to obtain the bounty of 1.1 billion berries. Next on the roster, of course, is Sanji, who was able to take out one of the other strongest members of Kaido's crew, who was of course Queen, and that is Kaido's left arm. And also he was able to take out and help out many other allies and taken out strong pirates on the way, allowing of course Sanji to obtain a significantly lower bounty, just a little bit than Zoro, so we know that that's going to probably lead to some good back and forth. But anyway, Sanji's bounty came out to 1.032 billion berries. Now next, when we talk about Robin, in Wano, she helped her companions and also took out a very powerful member of Kaido's crew. And although she may not get as much shine as some of the other crew members, we don't want to downplay what she was able to do, because of course she managed to take on and defeat Black Maria, a very strong pirate from Kaido's ranks, and that allowed Robin to increase her bounty to 939 million berries, becoming the Straw Hat with the 5th highest bounty of the crew. Then on to our shipwright Frankie. Although he may not have gotten the notoriety for taking on Sasaki, it still ended up being an incredibly great battle, and he also was a incredible great support to all of his team members, and for that he was able to earn a bounty of 400 million berries. Now unfortunately in this arc, Brook didn't have as much of a prominent place in this arc, but he did help out quite a few times, and although he may have helped out in the background, he only got a small increase in his bounty, having a now 380 million berry bounty. Now with Nami, she did have direct involvement in the confrontation at Onigashima, but again she was more of a tactical support and not somebody that you'd see fighting on the front lines as say Sanji or Zoro or even Luffy. But she was able to obtain Zeus, and really with Zeus added to her climb attack, that has given her a huge boost in ability, and I foresee that Nami is going to become potentially one of the more strong Straw Hats moving forward. And for all of that, Nami got a bounty of 360 million berries. And finally, Chopper. Now, Chopper was the person who really ultimately turned this battle around. For the Ice Oni virus, had Chopper not been there and not been able to create a cure for Queen's virus, the conflict would have died. I mean, it would have gone over, and even though Queen was willing to throw out a whole lot of beast pirates to defeat the, Samurai, Mink, and Pirate Alliance, it was Chopper who really absolutely came through and saved so many lives, not only on the Alliance side, but all of the beast pirates as well. But with all that said, we're going to go ahead and move on to some other bounties that were also amazing to reveal, and now that we know where certain people are and standing in the world. So with the formation of the Cross Guild, we have now gotten a big organization that is now directly confronting the Marines and putting bounties on Marine staff. Now that they're really rivaling a Yonko, whether Buggy earned the title or not, this is still a crew that not only has really powerful members, but also contains Crocodile, the former ruler of Alabasta, and the greatest swordsman in the world, Hawkeye Mihawk. Now, speaking of Mihawk, we're going to start with him, and his bounty was revealed as 3.590 billion berries. Now with Buggy, because he was able to become a Yonko, he got a huge boost in his bounty, and now has a bounty of 3.189 billion berries, possessing the bounty just a little bit higher than Luffy's. And of course, rounding out our trio in the Cross Guild, we have Crocodile, who got a major boost to his bounty for joining, and probably, let's be real, is probably really the brains behind the whole Cross Guild idea, and he earned a bounty of 1.965 billion berries, being of course the lowest pirate among the former 3 Shishibukais, or Warlords of the Sea. But circling back to Buggy for just a second, through this chapter we got confirmation that Buggy became Yonko by mistake, and it was because his face was in front of the Cross Guild poster, kind of having that place of prominence right in the middle. That is what led the world government to think that he was the one responsible for uniting this crew of 3 former warlords. But Buggy is just one of the members and not really the people behind it. And it's also revealed that the real founders, of course, of the Cross Guild are Buggy and Crocodile. And after creating this idea, they then invited Mihawk to join in, something that Mihawk quickly accepted, then of course creating the Cross Guild. revealed. And there was one other detail about Buggy that may give us some clues as to why he wanted to readily join and found this cross guild. And it's revealed that Buggy has a very large debt to some. Now, we don't know exactly who this person might be, whether they're a pirate or a marine or even a revolutionary. But it could be that Buggy is using these other very powerful former warlords to kind of hide and posture, which is something, let's be honest, we've seen Buggy do before. And whoever it ends up being revealed to be, we know that this person has to be of very significant importance within the work of One Piece. And finally, we have a huge confirmation in this chat, and something that many have kind of argued in the community about for a long time, and there's even been much talk on this very channel about it. But Sabo really is alive, and the Revolutionary Army receives a mysterious call, and when they answer, they hear Sabo's voice saying that he was alive, and it is right here in Oda fashion where he ends the chapter. But if this person is indeed Sabo, it may mean that he's hiding somewhere and possibly weakened from having to hold off 2 admirals to allow his fellows to escape. And he may even still be undercover in Marijois, giving the revolutionaries exceptionally and needed information about what the Gorosei may be planning for the future. And this would allow the revolutionaries to be one step ahead of this great conflict to come, allowing them to get a great advantage during the confrontation between the world government and the revolutionaries. And with that said, my friends, this is how we bring our first leaks of chapter 1058 to a close. But as we move on, we will bring more to you as we find out more throughout the week. With all that said, my friends, I'd love to know what you think about it. What do you think it means with hearing Sabo's voice on the radio? And do you think it's Sabo, or could it be a ploy? Secondly, what do you think about the bounties now that we've had this revelation of where everybody's placed, and do you feel it's fair? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So as we wrap up our video, I want to thank you all so much for watching all the way up to the very end. Be sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like or hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. I really hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.